G'day guys, welcome back to SuperCoach with DR and welcome to my round 3 BBL SuperCoach review. Hope you're all going well. I'll tell you what, this is a game of ups and downs, diamonds and donuts. You win some, you lose some. Very, very volatile at times. But in saying that, you look at the GOAT of BBL SuperCoach, Andrew Langley. He's won it the last couple of years. He had a ripping round. Most of us that locked in Maxies at VC. He decided to go a little bit away from the crowd and lock in Bo Webster. That's why he's the best of the best. So you can have luck. But ultimately, it does come down to a lot of skill and a lot of knowledge. Now, apologies, I did miss out on uploading my round 2 review. Christmas, a lot of things got in the way, but I'll quickly take a look at the trades that I did make in round 2. But for this week, 799, 1 point away from 800, top 10% round score, which isn't ideal. But for the overall rank, I am sitting inside the top 2,500, 2,462, which is also the top 5%. That's a bit of a goal for me this year, 5% and under if I can. But look, what we'll do, as I said, we'll take a look at how I did go in round 2 very, very quickly. I'm going to try to keep this video to 10 to 15 minutes. And more importantly, I'll take a look at who I'm looking to trade in this week. We've got the Thunder coming up for a double. Week after, we've got the Stars coming up for a double. Then they both share the bye. That's something we need to take into consideration, as well as the Scorchers having the next 2 weeks off. But then they come up to 2 doubles in a row. So another thing we really do need to plan for. So we'll leave the intro for now, guys. Hope that you're well. Let's see how the team is actually looking. All right, so I've got my history up here on the screen. As you can see, round 1, 1,207 was just outside the top 2,000. Now, round 2, right on 1,000 points, but that wasn't a fantastic score, unfortunately. If you look at my trades in round 2, unfortunately, I did need to use a boost. Was not planning on that, but right at the end of the round, news came through that Tommy Curran, what do you even say? Absolute peanut type behavior, just like my mate Pete Ladhams, if you've been following my AFL Supercoach stuff. So that's a new nickname for Curran. He's going to share that with Pete Ladhams, the peanut. So Curran will be the peanut from now on. So I had to use a boost to get him out late. Luckily, though, I did bring in Jake Fraser McGurk. Had him on the bench, though, so didn't receive that great score, but did get that nice boost in cash gen, which was good. Nisa came out for short. That was an absolute must, and what a beast he was. End up having the captaincy on him, which was really good. Manenti, I was actually, I stashed him on the bench in my original team, thinking that he would be playing for the double. Fortunately not. So out went Manenti and in came Payne. And I thought, look, Sanga's a bit of a must here. We know I've got the double coming up in a few weeks, and it was either out of Colin Munro and Aaron Hardy that I traded out. So I was actually chatting to the great Damon from Supercoach Edge. Shout out to you, legend. But unfortunately, I ended up trading out Hardy. I was looking at that break even rather than the fixture, whereas Damon focused more on that fixture. So well done, great man. You kept on to Hardy, and I traded him out. That's been a terrible move. Yeah, if I had to change a few things around, even placements on my team, emergencies, on field, all the rest, I could be comfortably sitting in the top 1 to 2% at the moment. But a lot of what ifs, it is what it is, Now, last week is, if we take a look at the trade, so out went Munro, Payne, and Koonman, obviously all on the bye. This was a huge trade in. Bo Webster came into the side, absolutely rapt about that. I was chatting to a few legends, Scobie, and I've got this great chat I've mentioned a few times on Twitter with some absolute legends there. A lot of them are content creators as well. And it was like, do you get in Steckity or do you get in this man, Bo Webster? And at the end of the day, I bought in Webster hoping that he'd get a few overs in. Didn't he absolutely dominate? It was either him or Rogers that I was going to bring in, but I decided to go with that Stars player, knowing that they've got the other double as well. Rogers would have been a fine trade in saying that as well. Ollie Davies, I should have probably got in Bancroft, but I did want to get a Thunder player in, so I was able to field at least 5 this week. And the other one was Quinton de Kock as well. So we know we'd lost a little bit of money. I thought, got a big game in him. That could be well worth it. So he was okay at the end of the day. And as I said, all these 3 weren't playing. So all good. They are my trades. And as I said, currently sitting at 2,462. All right, so we'll quickly take a look at how my team's actually looking coming into round 4. So almost 160K in the bank. That's going to come in really handy. We've got Billings on field there. Didn't play. Had de Kock come on for that 91. Maxi, as I said, really disappointing with that 72. McGurk, talk about disappointing. The man destroys it in the first 2 rounds and then comes on for his double. The first week I actually have him on field. and he gets a 2, an average of 1. But yeah, as I said, diamonds and donuts. Connolly, terrible there with a 20 as well. Haven't got a really good on-field score from him after having him on the bench round 1, where he did get his bloody good score. Short didn't play, obviously. Chaudhry on field with a 10. Davies are brought in, knowing that he's going to have a double this week, but only 28. Should have brought in Cam Bancroft there. McDermott didn't play. Short didn't play. Obviously had Sanger on with that 13. Just diabolical stuff here. I'm not talking diabolical like the great Andrew Langley either. Sutho, the Chief, with 111. Very, very lucky to have him as a backup after his poor first game. Bo Webster was the man he needed to get in last week. Got a little bit lucky there, 217. Zampa, super disappointing with a 31. Richo brought it home in that second game. Again, maybe a little bit lucky there at times with a 93. Big Paul, wow, got to keep on to him with that break even. Think it's minus 70 or something like that. And then Sanger, as I mentioned, super disappointing with the 13. So that's how the team's currently looking now. 3 trades this week. What am I looking to do? Now, I know there's a few people looking to go Overton for that low break even, get him into your side, even people looking at a Walter. I've got Walter, so I'm not really going to focus on an Overton. I really need to catch up, I think, on that overall rank, on that overall score. So I'm going to look to trade in 3 Thunder players this week. Now, there's 2 that I'm absolutely locked in on. The third one, I'm a little bit unsure. So let me know in the comment section what you think. But before we do that, let's take a look at some of these break evens. So I've got Billings with a break even of 34. Don't really need to trade him out. DeCock with a break even of 33. I'm pretty keen to keep on to him, get him as that number 1 wicket keeper on my side. Maxwell, not going to trade him out. McGurk, 88. Ooh, I think he might be definitely candidate to bring out. Connolly with a 55. I'm not trading him out because he's obviously going to be my loophole for the next 2 weeks. Darcy Short, negative break even of 19. Chaudhry, negative 9. Going to keep on to both of those blokes. Davies got the upcoming double. McDermott, possibly with a break even of 49. Don't know what's really going to happen with him this week. Short, negative 17, not moving him. Sutho with a break even of 55 is a renegade as well. Doesn't have another double. Buys until I think it's round 6 or 7. I think it's round 7. So I can probably afford to keep on him. Webster, we know, absolute gun. Keeping on to him. Zampa and Richo, probably the other 2 I'll look at. Walty wouldn't move. Sanger's also got his double. So I think that the 3 blokes I'm going to look to trade out this week are going to be Fraser McGurk, as well as Richo and Zampa. So 3 Renegades boys out. And I think I'm just going to filter straight to Sydney Thunder players. Now, one thing I hate doing is loading up on batsmen only. But there are not a lot of bowling options that I'm a fan of. So we might just filter and look at the bowling options that we've got available here. Daniel Sam's obviously an all-rounder. I think he's an absolute lock, so I'll be bringing him into the side. I'd be pretty keen on Zaman Khan as well, but unfortunately, he's only going to be playing 1 game, so he won't feature for the double itself. So he's not an option, just going to be a single game player this week. Chris Green, 163. Not a huge fan of the price there. Had a really nice week 1. Hasn't done a lot since, though. Sanger, I've already got. And you look at these 2 blokes here. So you've got McAndrew with a 12, Hatcher with a 26. So I'm just not keen on these guys here. Apart from, as I said, Khan, who's only single, and Daniel Sam's there. Don't mind Green, but don't like the price. I don't think any of these other guys are going to be relevant. So we'll take a look at the batsman only. And up the top, we've got Cam Bancroft. My camera might be in the way of that as well. Sorry, it is too. But his average is 71.3. 11% of sides. The good thing about Bancroft is that Jilks has now been dropped. I assume that he's going to stay out of the side. And Bancroft's now got the gloves. So that's some extra scoring power being behind the stumps there. Batsman only now into a batsman wicket keeper. So I think that I like him, and I will be bringing him in into my batting lineup. Now, Sam's, as I said, I think is an absolute must-have this week. He was super lucky. He was looking for a dog of a score, but then he had that massive last over. If you can get onto those players that bowl the last over, it's absolute gold. We've seen it numerous times over the last 3 weeks. It's absolute gold for these blokes. Now, The issue I've got here, take a look. If I go down, is I've got a bowling spot, but I'm not keen on these blokes. And again, I'd always much rather go a bowler than a batter, but there is a fella here by the name of Alex Hales, who's 100K, will still have around 50K in the bank if I go with him, who has a massive ceiling. So if he has one good game, it will be absolutely worth your while. It's always a risk, though. He could do a Fraser McGurk and get a 2 over a double, so we never know about that, but he's batting right at the top of the order. So if you're looking for batsmen only, they're the type of blokes you're looking for. Alex Ross, for example, is a little bit cheaper. You can save 2.5K, but he's down the order. We want those blokes right at the top of the order who've got the opportunity to score well. The other issue is if you're loading up on too many bowlers, too many batters from the one side, there's only so many points that can go around. So I think he's pretty much the obvious option. None of these other blokes down below are going to play. So you've got Sanger, Hales, Ross, Davies I've got, and I've got the other guys. So it's out of these guys, it's got to be Alex Hales for me. So complete that trade, confirm, and then we'll see what we're looking like. All right, so let's take a look at this actual side now. So about 50K in the bank. We've got Koku I'm going to bring on field. Davies. Now, what am I going to do for a loop here? Sanger, Sams. All right, so if I have a quick play around here, we'll get Sams in there. Maxwell short, I don't want. Davies. So Heater playing the Thunder. I'm pretty keen if I can actually to... All right, so I'm going to do that. So just get Billings as emergency playing the first game. Tall Paul, I will also get on as that emergency. Now, I know that the Thunder have the first game, and I think it could be a good idea, for example, if you get a Hales as that loop. But the way that I see it is that they play the double. So if they have a shocker in their first game, they've always got that second game to make up for it. And I think all these guys here have great job security. There's no dodgy job security here at all, along with Sanger. So I think I'm picking 5 pretty solid selections here. So I'm going to probably loop the 2 heat blokes that I've got here, Walter and Billings, in case they go off tap. That means I'm going to get Sanger on here, Chowdhury, Walter. Yep, okay, so that's probably what I'm going to look to do there. In order to get the best score out of Billings and Walter, I'll simply move Connolly along with Maxwell. So if Walter scores better than Billings, I'll obviously leave Connolly there. But if not, I'll just swap that around and I can get Billings score there. There's a couple of other things I can do and just bring Short on for Connolly. But that's probably what I'll look to do at this stage, I think. So I'll just move Connolly back there for Maxi. So that's probably how I'm going to run. Now, for the VC, it's hard to go past Sam's. Multiple avenues to score. We'll chuck Connolly as that captain for now. And I think I don't mind that. So keeping on to Matt Short, which is good in the Chief, Will Sutherland, big ceilings, DPP. Webster, another really handy player to have coming up with their double as well. You could be looking to possibly get another Stars player in this week, but I'm just not keen on too many Stars, and I'm going to load up on the Thunder. Next week, we'll see what happens, but I will get straight off some of these Thunder players as well. Another thing I'm going to look to do is also bring in a Scorchers player early and most likely use a boost when they come in for their double. That's my plan for the next couple of weeks as well. But I'm going to leave it there, guys. I'm going to try not to ramble on for these videos. Just show you what the team's looking like. More importantly, what trades I'm looking to do. If you think there's another bloke I should be looking to bring in, let us know. But I'm pretty happy with that at the moment. So thanks for watching, guys. All the best of luck for this week. Remember, there is a game tonight. So make sure that you get your stuff sorted. Just for quickly, what can I do here? Hang on. We'll optimize. What's the best score I can get? 924. So I went from, I think, around 550 originally to about 924 for that projected. But who knows with projected scores? You can never rely on those. But that's it, guys. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, mate.